In regards to like social media, has your perspective on like you within it changed since you've been doing it? Like what you thought it was going to be like versus what it is now?
I think it all changed. I think it all kind of changed around that time where I was going through the drama with Misfits for sure.
So what really happened there? Like, does KSI just suck or?
No. Okay. I had never had a personal issue. So to make a long story short, I had, like I said, some differing opinions on camera and behind the scenes with them. Like I knew the promoter, fairly well enough to contact him. And they came with the tag team thing. And I was like, hey man, I'm going to go on camera and talk about this because I don't know if I agree with the safety of it. Like, I don't know yet, but I'm going to go on camera and talk about it, just letting you know. And went and did that.
What'd they say to that? Did they say, okay?
He said, hey, let me call you and let me, make sure that you understand before you do that. We talked and I still had some questions about it, but I reserved, going out and being like, fuck all this. And I was just like, hey, I don't know if I agree with the safety of it. Let's maybe I need to just see it. Let me just see it. And then I'll, have my opinion. And I saw it and I was like, okay, they do okay. But I also just had my own opinions on things like pay-per-view sales. And that was the big one. I was on one of my videos reacting to Jake on Logan's podcast saying that he thought that KSI wasn't a big draw and that he and Tommy in the rematch would sell more than KSI and Jake. And at the time, we were so far apart from even having a KSI and Jake fight. And I'm like, bro, it's been 5 years. Is this thing ever going to happen? And I just went, you know what? I don't know that I can disagree with him. I don't know that I can disagree with what Jake just said. I don't know. And from that video, about 30 minutes after it goes public, I'm in a Twitter space talking with people, hey, what's going on? And I see KSI get on Twitter going, fuck this guy Wade and everything he stands for. This fucking, doesn't know boxing, all this. And I'm thinking it's like a
Wait,
joke.
because you said that you don't think that that'd be a bigger draw?
I said that I couldn't.
Like you might agree with Jake.
I was like, I don't know that I can disagree with him.
So because you were agreeing with Jake.
That, and then they had said it was some other stuff behind the scenes. Like I had I'm not going to promote it because I know you got your thing here, but I have an energy drink that I partnered with.
Yeah.
Didn't promote it on their stuff at all. Promoted it on my own Twitter because it's mine. You know what I'm saying? And everyone on their shows with it. And then I'm trying to think back now. I guess just like I said, maybe just my outward opinions that weren't necessarily aligned with the company that were just mine, but I wasn't doing that on company time. I was doing that on my own time on my own channel, which is
Did you sign agreement saying that you have to? Okay.
Never.
Well,
so I think it was their thinking of like, oh, you're a company guy. And I was like, well, I'm not going to just be that. I have a community that values what I say because I'm real with them. I'm going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not conforming for nobody. And I get where that can be a little bit of an issue, but anyway, it kind of hit me like a brick wall. So I'm in the middle of it. KSI says that, and then the promoter
basically says what? He says, fuck you and what you stand for?
Yeah, on Twitter, he kind of tweeted it out, and I was like, okay, didn't know this is where we're going. And he'll say now, and he since apologized, like that was a little bit of an outburst.
Okay.
But at the time, I'm going through it, and the community on social media stood up for your boy. Like even KSI's community was like, yo, this is too far. Y'all. And then I got fired publicly by them too as well. They were like, go have fun on Kingpin, which was kind of the meme that came out of that. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're never getting paid there.
No, well, I was supposed to make a lot more money than I did make over there, but whatever, bro. But yeah, long story short, that was where I'd seen, the good side of social media, like the support that I never thought. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd also seen the other side of it where as time goes on, the fandom will flip-flop from time to time. And if I am consistent with what I say, regardless if it's within the narrative or not, if I'm opinionated still and they don't like it, there are going to be times where that pushback happens. And I've seen that as well. So I would say those two instances I've seen social media be really friendly and also really not. So
do you like it?
Yeah. I think it's a good way to highlight consistency, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. Regardless, in the face of whatever, if you can stand on 10 toes and be yourself in those moments, I think it shines through. So
yeah. Well, I also think that's what makes creators successful.
Yeah.
That literal concept.
Yeah.
Being yourself is the biggest thing. Because like I get asked all the time. I've talked about this plenty of times when people, how do you be successful at this and at that? It's like, dude, everyone's doing it, right? Because everyone says, oh, everyone does it. It's so saturated. And it is, especially at this point.
Yeah.
The only way to really truly be successful in any industry at anything is like put your true, genuine spin on it and keep it consistent.
Have to. And the thing is too, like, I also understand now, if it would have been handled a different way, I can understand where they were coming from. And they did, the promoter did tell me, you know, a couple different times, he's like, hey, you can't be saying these things. And I'm like, I can't not say these things. You know what I'm saying?
Why was he justifying you not being able to say the things though?
I think because it in his mind, probably he was like, oh, it's bad for business. And I'm like, I'm not going to toot my own horn. I'm just a commentator, but I think the numbers that I bring you guys and the conversations that I bring about what your fights are doing create far more business than any damage I could do by having an opinion that isn't Misfits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's also lame. Like, what do you want to? You going to be a part of something where you can only say like this side's right every single time? Again, it's fucking stupid.
I think it was just like I don't think they wanted me to be like, yeah, everything there. But again, it was just, I think, being in that environment, they wanted a Misfits guy. They wanted
yeah, but I feel like the job of any commentator is to be unbiased as much as you can.
I mean, that's what I try to do. You know what I mean? But you're dealing with influencer boxing and any sport that I guess has some sort of invested interest like that. There's going to be some emotion there. But what I will say is, since that time, I've had a pretty decent relationship with the promoter. And while I can understand where they were coming from, I still maybe don't understand why I had to be ousted. Mm-hmm. They're doing their thing. I'm doing mine. Fair play to them. And I think they're doing a great job. Like, you saw the event. It was fantastic.
So now you work with Jake Paul's company.
Yeah, I'm with The Zone still, but they have partnership with Most Valuable Promotions and Most Valuable Prospects, and I do some commentary on it's like Jake has the up-and-coming pro boxers, not necessarily influencer, but legitimate up-and-coming potential world champion boxers on there. And I'm actually, October 27th, I'm going back and doing that for them. So they've done 4 shows this year. I've done all 4 of them.
Where's that event at?
They're down in Orlando. Me, Paulie Malignaggi, which is dope to work with Paulie Malignaggi, legend in the sport of boxing, 2-time world champ. And Dan Canobio, shout out Dan. We're going to be doing some stuff at it's the Caribe Royale Hotel.
So this is like legit boxing. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah, world champion kind of level boxing. I mean, I called the Nate Diaz Jake fight as well.
So I'm curious. This company, Most Valuable Promotions, obviously it's not just Jake. There's other people involved.
Yep.
And that's like his promotional aspect of his business.
It's his promotional. He's like the co-founder. Him and I'm not sure the other co-founder wants to be named, but
they're focusing on. I'm assuming they have a relationship with the PFL involved in that as well.
Yeah,
and then a relationship with the boxing.
Yep. So he has his hand kind of in different parts of combat.
Smart guy, super smart.